Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So over the last couple weeks, we have been witnessing some pretty big moves happening around XDC. Now, for all of those individuals out there that are going to probably comment down below this saying all these big moves, but no price action, I'm just going to tell you guys straight up, when we think about price action, it's all determined by what Bitcoin does right now with how high Bitcoin dominance is. And over the last couple of weeks, technically even months, since going all the way back to about roughly the end of January, this market has been rough. And a lot of it has to do with geopolitical tension happening around trade wars and tariffs. And again, once we get through all of that, which I do believe that there is going to be an endpoint to all of that, and I do think that it will be completely solved this year. Once we get through all that noise, and once we start to see the sell pressure really kind of suppressed, I think that everything will be fine. I'm still very bullish this year for crypto. And I'm also very bullish on XDC because of the fact that we still have yet to actually see alt season. I do believe that alt season will still happen. And I do think that XDC is going to be a big winner once it does happen. Now, like I said, over the last couple of weeks, we have been witnessing some pretty big moves. Now, they did make a breakdown regarding March 9th through the 15th. And we have the first one, which was March, right? So the month of March was very bullish so far for XDC. It was a very pivotal month. With progress in blockchain policy, trade finance, and institutional adoption. With events spanning Asia, the US, Europe, XDC is strengthening its position in real-world asset tokenization and liquidity solutions. Now, I'm going to get into this here in a second, but there was also an event with Hedera, which I love to see, and this was actually a Web3 ecosystem meetup, and this was all through the CryptoHub.com's Web3 ecosystem. So this was great. This was actually in Dubai. I'm actually very excited for this. This is going to be happening on the 26th, and this is all going to be focused on RWA tokenization. And we already know that Hedera has been absolutely killing the game in terms of tokenization, so I love to see Hedera and XDC really kind of headlining this event. On top of that, we have a few individuals around the space hosting an in-depth discussion on XDC's growth, recent collaborations, and also technical developments. Again, the overall community around XDC has been growing significantly, which I'm very happy about. Even if we look at XDC Foundation, 35.2K followers. I believe that XinFin Official has over like 122,000 plus followers. So, they have been growing in numbers. Engagement is also very good as well. So very happy to see that. But let's actually start off with that big announcement from Genfinity, because they put out a great overall article highlighting everything that's been happening around XDC so far. And this is regarding trade finance, tokenization, global expansion, and also key partnerships. Now, number one is the global presence. Guys, the events so far in March were the first one, which was Crypto Mondays. This was in the US, followed by XDC Roadshow. Now, this was another big event focused on, this was actually with Plug and Play, and it was mainly focused on, just tokenization, policy updates, and building Asia's Web3 ecosystem. Again, around the world, XDC is starting to make its name known, including, of course, in Australia with DECA, which was a policy forum. That was a big one that happened on the 13th. And then, of course, the next big one, which is going to be happening on the 26th, is XDC Network to the World, building Asia's Web3 ecosystem. And I believe that's the one with Hedera. I might be wrong on that. There might actually be two. So no, this one is in Dubai. So again, the events around XDC are starting to pile up. And I've always said that big events like this, to a lot of people, look like a waste of time. It looks like it's a big nothing. But these events are all about networking, connecting with other big players, institutional players, enterprise players. It's always about who you know, right? And that's why these events are very big. And a lot of these events include massive institutional players, enterprise players, and some very large organizations as well. Now, on top of that, trade finance and tokenization, the future of XDC. So XDC Network's core mission remains clear: revolutionizing trade finance through blockchain. In March 2025 solidifies this vision with groundbreaking partnerships, increased liquidity, and accelerator programs fueling tokenization's next wave. institutional players are taking notice. The XDC's real-world asset strategy continues to gain momentum. Now, number one, the USDC bridge goes live. This is a big one with XSwap protocol. They activated their USDC bridge, and this is linking it to Ethereum and also Arbitrum. Now, stablecoins dominate digital transactions, moving over $130 billion daily. By bridging USDC, XDC unlocks seamless cross-chain liquidity, making it easier for users and institutions to transact. Now, we already know the efficiencies around XDC, instant settlements, low fees, expanded DeFi use cases. Now, this is something that I'm actually very excited about, and the reason why is because USDC is not the only stablecoin on XDC. This is huge for DeFi, don't get me wrong, but when we think about what's been happening around XDC for years, we go all the way back here to 2022 when Stasis deployed the largest Euro stablecoin URS on XDC network. Now, this was back in 2022, and it was mainly focused on Web3 payments. And then we also saw another big update, which was with Phantom, and this was actually with Propine. So RWA in focus, and this goes back to May 2nd, 2024, the Monetary Authority of Singapore regulated digital asset custodian, Propine, introduces support for Phantom Dollar FXD stablecoin on the XDC network. This was also a big update. Then we also saw another huge update just recently, which was the Australian Digital Dollar, AUDD, which is also now integrating with XDC. This was an additional big, stablecoin, big play by XDC as well. And at this point, we have 4 stablecoins on XDC, which means the DeFi ecosystem around XDC could start to heat up in a big way with 4 major stablecoins on the network. Very excited about that. Then trade finance integration, businesses can settle invoices and international payments with stable blockchain-powered transactions, which of course, that's a huge one in terms of like trade finance. But outside of that, we also have the RackDAO accelerator funding the next wave of Web3 startups. This is a big one. I've been focused on it. I believe that this is now closed. Yeah, so this is completely closed. $2 million in funding, up to $100,000 per project to scale operations. Focus areas were gaming, AI, and blockchain infrastructure. Very excited about that. 150 applications from global teams were also included. Now, on top of that, we do see the plug and play RWA accelerator as well. Now on March 18th, so this just recently passed, XDC and plug and play kick off a 12-week accelerator program to drive real world asset tokenization. So this has already started to really heat up. RWAs are poised to become a $30 trillion market by 2030, and XDC is at the forefront. And this accelerator supports 10 startups building enterprise-grade tokenization solutions. Why it matters, enterprise-backed startups. Again, these are from high-caliber teams creating blockchain solutions for traditional finance. Institutional adoption. Projects aim to onboard banks, asset managers, and corporate treasuries to blockchain-powered RWAs. Silicon Valley Demo Day in June of this year. Teams will pitch their tokenization platforms to investors and Fortune 500 executives. So again, we're starting to see a lot of acceleration happening around the ecosystem for XDC. I have this post over here that I really want to get to because I do think that this is a big one because it does show us how much the ecosystem has expanded. I'm going to get to that here in a second, but also we look at Archix. So Archix partnership tokenizing trillions of money market funds. This is a game changer, right? XDC Network is making history in traditional finance. On February 24th, its partnership with Archix, an FCA regulated digital asset exchange, went live. This collaboration brings money market funds from financial titans, including BlackRock, Fidelity, State Street, and Aberdeen, onto the blockchain. This isn't just another tokenization project. It's a seismic shift in capital markets. Money market funds hold over $6 trillion in assets globally, and XDC is leading the charge to bring these funds on chain. And we have down here the first phase launch for tokenized money market funds with plans to onboard over 100 from Archix's portfolio. Guys, we're at 4 right now. Onboarding hundreds from Archix's portfolio is going to be massive. And of course, XDC definitely does have a lot of efficiencies behind it with, ISO 20022 standards for like cross-border payments. They are fully regulated. They're fully compliant. The efficiencies around this network are very significant as well. So, this is definitely a game changer. And, with RWAs growing from 11.5 billion on chain to the predicted 30 trillion by 2030, XDC is definitely at the forefront. And then, of course, we have Asia's Web3 expansion. XDC takes center stage because we are starting to see a lot of those events. These events are huge. A lot of these summits, a lot of these events are fully focused on everything that we really want XDC to really kind of be a part of, which is the push on regulation, trade finance adoption, tokenization adoption as well. So, we are starting to see some pretty big moves happening around XDC, and they are not being quiet. They're being as loud as they possibly can to make sure that people know the name, understand how big XDC will be, and really realize the benefits behind this network. So I'm very excited about this. I think that XDC is absolutely killing it, and this is the post that I really wanted to get to because it's very easy to talk a big game, but it's very hard to actually prove that the game that you are talking is true. And here we have from XDC Network. So the XDC network has continued to integrate with a variety of platforms, expanding the ecosystem and bringing new capabilities. Number one, Secret Network, DECC. So this is Decentralized Confidential Computing. Secret Network provides XDC with DECC tolling, documentation, and support. Examples of what this can be or what this can enable are encrypted data linked to XDC NFTs useful for tokenizing RWAs, private voting for DAOs, encrypted storage for applications, secure random number generation for games, sealed bid auctions for NFTs and other assets, and encrypted limit order books for DeFi applications. Super Labs, Oracle Network. So Supra's integration provides its DVRF services and price feeds into XDC Network. The DVRF technology provides fair and unpredictable random numbers critical for applications such as gaming and lotteries. Meanwhile, Oracle price feeds offer real-time data reliability and easy integration. It improves data accessibility for various blockchain projects within the XDC ecosystem of RWA, DePIN, and DeFi projects. Again, a lot of this is fully focused on DeFi because of the fact that there is 4 stablecoins tied to XDC. This could open up a tremendous amount of doors of opportunities. So I'm very excited for the DeFi market to expand on XDC. Then, of course, we do have EtherSpot. So this is account abstraction. This is going to support a lot of the big moves happening around XDC, including, of course, simplified onboarding, which is more, users being able to log into dApps effortlessly using Web2 options like X, Discord, Gmail, and more. Gas fees and stablecoins. We already know the stablecoins on XDC are piling up, so makes a lot of sense. Transaction batching as well. And then, of course, smooth cross-chain interactions. Then Web3 Auth, dApp authentication. Don't think that you guys really need a breakdown of that. It's very straightforward. But these collaborations expand what's possible, whether it's bridging assets, improving privacy, or simplifying user onboarding. So these are just the integrations that happened over like the last month or two. So XDC is not just talking a big game. They're proving that, they're talking a game that they're already playing. Like they're already playing this game. They're expanding rapidly. They're having a lot of these integrations. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about a lot of the events happening as well around XDC. If you're not paying attention to what XDC is doing right now, I think that you guys are missing out on a very, very big player and an undercover gem that a lot of people actually have been overlooking for so long, even though all the proof is in front of you. This is a project that is dead set on being a major winner. They're at the forefront of tokenization. They're at the forefront of trade finance digitalization and tokenization as well. And I just think that XDC is going to, really become a game changer once we start to see it being really plug and played into trade finance and utilized at scale properly. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.